turn yourself into your favorite characters. Who do you want to be today? This is DIY Cosplay Shop. What's up guys, I'm here with my friend Leo and today we're going to be making Robin from Teen Titans. You excited?
Oh dude, I'm so pumped. He's my favorite character from the DC universe, hands down.
And if you were paying attention last time in the Raven video, you might have seen him make a sneak appearance. So here's how he made that costume. My friends and I had done a Teen Titans group last year, but we were always missing our fearless leader. Luckily, Leo has agreed to join us, and now we almost have a full squad. Still looking for a cyborg. Now, Teen Titans is an extremely stylized show. So what my friends and I decided to do when we designed our original costumes is to find a happy medium between a live action version of Teen Titans and an homage to the original art design. What we came up with was something with lots of texture but still really bright colors. Luckily, the internet gods smiled upon us and let us find this awesome, more realistic image of Teen Titans Robin. So let's take a look. He's got these awesome boots with some chrome accents on them. I think for that, our best bet is going to be to find some motorcycle boots and change them up a little bit so that they look more like this. His pants, gloves, and sleeves are green, and I'd love to find a fabric that has a texture and is still that nice hunter green color. He has a red shirt with these yellow accents on them and his Robin patch right there. He has a yellow utility belt and his cape is black and yellow. A mask, and since this is Dick Grayson Robin, because he will eventually turn into Nightwing, he has his trusty bow staff. Looking at it, it's pretty simple, but I think there's a lot we can do in our fabric and texture choices. Let's get started. What's up guys, we are back at the LA Fashion District at my favorite place, Chevalier Fabric. Today we're going to be shopping for our Robin cosplay, so let's check it out. Alright, so we found this really awesome dark red color with just the tiniest bit of texture and shine to it. I really like it. This is actually fabric I've used for other Teen Titans costumes in the past. Ideally, I'd like to find a fabric with a little bit more texture to it, but just in case I can't, and since I know this fabric does look really good, I might try to add a little bit of mesh on top of it when I sew it to give it more of that superhero texture. Never mind, I lied. This one is actually a lot better. It's a little bit brighter, but it has the texture already in it, and if you stretch it out and put some black behind it, it almost has that Deadpool fabric look, so yeah. So I think I have everything that I need to finish up Robin. I got some really awesome yellow and black fabric for the cape, and now it's time to get started. Next up for Robin are the boots and the gloves. We got super lucky and found some pretty awesome motorcycle boots at the thrift store as well as this pair of leather gloves. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray them green using leather color change spray for shoes. This way they can match the pants and the sleeves. You can also totally go ahead and make your own gloves, but I wanted our gloves to be just a little bit sturdier, so I found a pair that was a pretty good shape, and I think these will be pretty good. It might be easier to have a friend put on the gloves so that everything stays nice and straight. Just be careful not to get the paint on their skin and use some paper towel or other things to cover. As always, when you're spray painting, make sure to do it outside or in a well-ventilated area. For the boots, I really like how these look. Robin's boots have a little more chrome on them, so I might go ahead and add chrome to the front. For our look, these are gonna be good. The only thing I'm gonna do is cover up the logo on the front and the back. There's a couple different ways you can do this. Easiest way would be to just get a piece of electrical tape and cut it into the oval shape you see here and just cover it up. This way it won't harm the boots and you can resell them or rewear them for other things where you don't mind having the logo. You can also just paint over it or just leave it if it doesn't bother you too much. I made a pattern for Robin's shirt which you can download in the description. Because our fabric is super thin, I wanted to line it in some black spandex so that when it stretches out you can kind of see the black in the background. Also, this will give it a nice tight feel. In order to make our pattern pieces, you want to cut out all of your pieces in both red and in black. Then sew them together right side to wrong side so that they look something like this. After that, I just have to sew them all together. Right now, I'm still getting a little bit of puckering right under the chest area, but I'm gonna wait to try it on Leo to see if that'll stretch out once there's a body inside. It might be okay, or I might have to go in and fix a couple of the seams, but either way, it'll be a quick fix. I also went ahead and added just a little bit of piping detail up at the shoulder above the breastplate and before the shoulder piece. I think that this just ties it together really nicely. This piece might end up being covered by the cape, but I think it's still a really nice detail to have in general. Speaking of the cape, that's the last big costume piece we have left for Robin. I have here some yellow and some black stretch fabric. I really like using stretch fabric for capes because it has a really nice weight to it usually and will flutter down really nicely when you go to do a cape toss pick. So for this, I'm gonna make another pattern on another roommate and panel out the cape so that it's tight in the front and hangs down long in the back. So we found this really, really awesome textured white fabric, which is actually the same fabric that I used for Raven, but in white. And I was able to dye it using a polyester dye to get it to be green for Robin's pants and his sleeves. I made the pattern for these pants using an old pair of sweatpants, and I'll probably still have to tailor fit them to Leo's body. But for now, let's make a pair of pants. All right, so while I finish up the hand sewing on the rest of the Robin costume, I'm gonna turn you over to my friend Hendo Art, who's gonna teach you how to make the utility belt. Hendo is an expert in wearable props and cosplay in general. She's also the Terra in our Teen Titans group, so be nice to her even though she's a traitor. Yeah, so teach him how to make the utility belt, and I'm gonna go over here and sew.
Let's do it! Rah! We're gonna be making a superhero utility belt out of leather with sewn pouches. You can always make a utility belt by painting one or making one out of foam, but this is the best way to make it super durable so you can do all your superhero moves and it'll still last a really long time. The first thing that you want to do is measure your waist and pattern your belt. Then cut it out of leather. Don't forget to mark where the center point is, because that's where your amazing superhero belt buckle will go. I've also marked on the back everywhere that I'm going to attach a pouch. Once you have your belt cut out, you can decide how big you want your pouches to be. You want to make the back with a flap. You also want to leave room for a side attachment, which will add depth to your pouches so you can keep all of your superhero goodies inside, like glitter and pocket sand. Joker hates nothing more than being covered in glitter. Once you have your patterns cut out, you can cut it out of leather. I cut out 6 of these because that's how many can fit on the belt, but you can make 1,000, you can make 2, however many floats your boat. And then you're almost ready to sew, but first you need to think about how you're going to attach your pouches to your belt. I attach my pouches with Velcro because it's the easiest to use, and that's pretty much the only reason. You can put it wherever you want and don't have to worry about it matching. All right, so let's make a superhero's best accessory, the utility belt. Oh yeah!
What you doing?
Cutting leather. What you doing?
Painting leather. We cut out a lot of the time-consuming parts of this build. This doesn't just take a day. I've been in these clothes for 4 days.
If you're using soft leather, you can sew it the way that you normally would. Sew it this way and flip it inside out and it hides all your seams. But we're using pretty thick, sturdy, real leather, so we're actually going to sew it on the outside the way leather working is usually done. You will need for your sewing machine leather-specific needles, and you can pick up heavy-duty thread, which is superhero strong. So now that it's all sewn together and the Velcro's already attached, we can paint it. So now that your pouches are sewn, you can decide how you're going to keep them closed. I like to use magnets because science. You can't glue them on because the magnets are actually pretty strong, but they're really easy to sew. All you need is an embroidery needle. So now you can cut out your buckle design. And this should be your signature piece for your superhero. Robin's is actually pretty simple. It's just 2 concentric circles. So we use the shape of a mason jar lid and the inside of a painter's tape roll. I'm going to use Worbla to keep it rigid because I'm using hard leather. If you're using soft leather, you can use pretty much anything, even a yogurt lid. And boom, that looks pretty perfect to me. We're gonna attach it with Velcro and paint it. Last pouch, trusty buckle, and kapow! Robin has a utility belt and can utilize the crap out of stuff. How you feel, Robin?
Shoot, where are my gloves? And my mask. I'm almost there.
So close.
All right, so we're getting down to the final few details. We have the shirt on. The sleeves still need to be hemmed up, but now I can place the patch. I also went ahead and added some Velcro under the cape. This way it'll stay down and he can move around and we don't have to worry about the seams not lining up. For the patch, I just used some peel and stick fabric fuse just to stick it onto the right place. Then I'm gonna go around and hand sew it down all the way around the perimeter. It's gonna take a while, but it's gonna really make it look like it's part of the fabric.
So now you're gonna pattern your superhero mask. Because you're not a superhero unless you have a mask. You can just trace a pattern that you find on the internet onto a piece of paper and keep making it bigger until it fits you. Once you're happy with the pattern, you're gonna wanna make it out of foam. This holds the shape a little bit better and you can make sure it's definitely gonna fit the contour of your face. Once you're happy with this shape, go ahead and trace it onto a piece of Worbla. So all we have to do is heat it up and stick it on Robin. So terrifying. I'll be your makeup artist today.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Sorry.
Just kidding.
I hate you so much. You're so mean.
Thank you all so much for watching our Robin tutorial. If you also want to know how I made this costume, you can check back in the last episode. Also, huge thank you to Hendo Art who made this super fantastic superhero belt for our Robin today. She did an amazing job. So make sure to go follow her and Leo on Instagram. They're super cool. You're gonna want to follow them. Also, let us know in the comments what you want us to build next. And until next time, my name's Elizabeth Rage.
I'm Mr. Leo Zombie.
I'm Hendo Art.
And now you can cosplay.
Superpower move!
Rah!
Hey everyone, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, check out this video from our friend the Hacksmith and let us know if there's a project you'd like to see us work on together in the future. Thanks for watching.